Hi Flamingos, we're going to read a book called 12 Snails to One Lizard to start our discussions on scale as it relates to measurement. So this book is by Susan Hightower and the illustrator is Matt Novak, and it's published by Simon & Schuster Publishers in New York. This is a good long book, so it's nice for a rainy day. So cozy up and let's read. I sure do love to watch your work, Milo, drawled Bubba Bullfrog as he sprawled back into the cool grass by the riverbank. In fact, there's nothing I like better on a warm day than watching a beaver work. I'd even give you a hand, but we bullfrogs don't have big strong teeth and sharp claws or nice flat tails like you do. You make a fine audience though, Bubba, answered Milo Beaver. But if I don't get some help with this branch soon, the pond may be dry by summer. What? Bubba sat up. The pond? Dry? Oh no. Today is April 1st, and it's the last month of the rainy season, explained Milo. If I don't get to that dam and get it fixed before the rain comes, all the water will run downstream and our little pond will be dry all summer. Dry pond means no bugs. Wait a minute, Milo. I may not have a strong teeth or a flat tail, but we bullfrogs are very smart fellows, boasted Bubba, and I'd be happy to think about your problem for a while. Thinking isn't going to patch up the hole though, Bubba. I found a nice strong branch yesterday, but it was a bit too big and I took off a little on each end. And then it was too small and it wasn't washed right through. And then it washed right through the dam. So Milo scratched his head. I have to figure out a way to cut a branch so it will be just right. You know, said Bubba, my nephew's hopping class hopped that part of the creek just the other day, and their teacher told them that it was exactly 36 inches. How long is an inch? Asked the beaver. Oh, I'd say an inch is about as long as a healthy snail. What? A snail? If one snail is as long as an inch, or an inch is the middle part of an adult's finger, like that, that's about an inch. If a snail is as long as an inch, and I were to line up 36 snails, feelers to tails, that would make 36 inches, right? Sounds like quite a job. You might have to get to work rounding up all those snails, Bubba answered. But I believe 36 healthy snails, feelers to tails, would in fact measure 36 inches. Oh, so look at Milo. He's gathering 36 snails. I don't know what I'm going to do, Bubba, sighed Milo, sitting down for a rest. These snails are the slowest creatures on earth. They're happy to help, but by the time I get all 36 lined up, the rainy season is going to be long gone. Bubba leaned back. Well, Milo, I seem to recall that 12 inches equals 1 foot, so 36 inches is the same as 3 feet. Do we remember yesterday we talked? This is a ruler, it's a foot. This is a yardstick, and let's see if he's right. There's 2, and then there's a third ruler, 3 feet in 1 yard. Oh my goodness, Bubba's right. He's right. Let's keep reading. So, how long is a foot? Asked the beaver. Oh, I'd say a foot is about as long as 1 iguana. Yep. An iguana lizard, you say? If 1 young lizard is as long as 1 foot, then if I were to line up 3 young lizards, nose to tail, they would all measure 3 feet, which is the same as 36 inches, right? Lizards aren't slow like snails. So I do believe if you line up 3 lizards nose to tail, they would measure 3 feet, Bubba replied. So look, he found 1, 2, 3 iguanas. And he lines them. He's getting ready to line them all up, but he's having a hard time because they're pretty silly. They're pretty silly. I don't know what I'm going to do, Bubba, panted Milo. plopping down for a rest. These silly lizards, they won't hold still, and the rainy season will come and go, and I'll be chasing them. Well, Milo, said Bubba, it seems to me that 36 inches equals 3 feet, and 3 feet is the same as 1 yard. Well, how long is a yard? Asked the beaver. Oh, well, I'd say that a yard is as long as Betty Jane Boa, answered Bubba. If I could get Betty Jane to stretch out next to this long branch, then, I could measure 1 yard, which is the same as 3 feet, which is the same as 36 inches. Snakes aren't slow like snails, so since there's only one of Betty Jane, you don't have to worry about running off and getting into trouble while you're lining up another part. So I do believe she measures very close to 1 yard. You might want to go find her. But Betty Jane Boa is a snake. So Mr. Milo has to get her, but he has to be very careful. Bubba, Milo whispered, Betty Jane seems happy to help, but I sure don't like the way she's looking at me. How do I know Betty Jane measures a yard anyway? Well, Milo, I do believe that Betty Jane is 1 yard long and she's a snake, and in fact, I'll prove that I'm right. Wait here. There he goes, that Bubba the bullfrog. He's going to get his yardstick, 3 feet long yardstick. Here, Milo, this is a yardstick. It's exactly 1 yard long. Put it down next to Betty Jane and tell me if there isn't 1 yard long snake. Well, wait a minute, Bubba said. Wait a minute, Bubba, Milo said. You're telling me that this stick is exactly 1 yard long? This is a yardstick? Well, it sure is. See, I divided into feet. There are 3 of 3 feet on the yardstick, right? We counted 3 feet in 1 yardstick. And it's also divided up into inches, and there are 36 of them. Yep, that's 1 yard exactly. 36 inches or 3 feet. You mean I didn't have to spend hours pushing those slimy snails into a line? I didn't have to run myself ragged trying to get those lizards to stand still? I didn't have to risk my life with that snake? I could have just used this piece of wood to measure 36 inches? What? Say, that's right, said Bubba Bullfrog with a grin. I guess next time you'll want to borrow my yardstick, huh? Too bad I was hoping for a few inches of frog. He's going to get him. So a yardstick right here, well, a ruler, it has 12 inches, right? We talked about that the other day. And this yardstick has 36 inches or 3 feet, right? This ruler is 1 foot, it has 12 inches. And then this yardstick holds 3 of these, which is 3 feet or 36 inches. All right, we're going to continue our discussion on scale by next looking at maps.